New Testament 0. What is the Gospel? First Steps Catholic. Arnaud Demouch. Institut Dr. Angelique. What is a gospel? So, that's a question of vocabulary. The word gospel comes from the Greek and it means good news. Only, it can be written in two ways. First with a tiny e. In this case, we target the 4 books of the Gospels. The Gospel according to St. Mark, St. Matthew, St. Luke, and according to St. John. These are the 4 stories that have been recognized by the Church as telling, as best they could, direct witnesses like John or sometimes these investigators, as St. Luke was, of the life of Jesus. They told it, something like 20 years old and until, for St. John, the one who wrote last and who had witnessed the events, in the 90s, after Christ, so 60 years later the resurrection of Jesus. When we write this word with a capital E, then we aim for the content of the Gospel, the good news it contains, and here, it must be specified in a few moments, what is the good news, in summary. In short, it means, that we men are on earth, in a passing purgatory. The real life that awaits us is that we will see God face to face with all those we love in an eternal life where there will be no more tears, nothing at all, because God will totally fill our heart. And this good news is that it explains why we are on earth. We are in the process of acquiring a heart adapted to this beatific vision and 2 qualities, the one dispositive, we must have a humble heart, a repentant heart, it is necessary, because God is infinitely humble, He who is everything powerful, and so we must look like Him somewhere. And secondly, to love Him. We must love Him, because God is a person and we enter the beatific vision, as we enter into a marriage, freely, voluntarily, a spiritual and chosen love. The good news is that since it is a marriage you have to be 2 and God has done everything, everything is done, yes is given, and we can now enter the beatific vision. But beware, Protestants say, so that's enough, God said everything, it's enough that we believe and we have nothing to do. Catholics and Orthodox answer, no, it is a marriage, we, the bride, our soul, must say yes. And so purify our love, make it perfectly humble, perfectly given to God. That's how we get into this marriage. On earth, we are as abandoned, because in this first purgatory, the technique of God is to make us do an internship, in silence, in faith, so that we understand what without Him, we cannot do anything spiritually. We are dead. With Him, everything comes alive. Then, at the hour of death, He will come for us. He will appear to us, accompanied by saints and angels, and there, in this passage, we will be able to choose Him or to refuse Him. There is the possibility of refusing it, freely, and there is, for those who refuse, an alternative world that Catholics call hell, where people live only of freedom, solitary and selfish, but they are free there. They are ready to suffer an empty heart, on fire, because it is made naturally to see God rather than give in to this God, who will give the beatific vision to those who are very little and who love Him. So that's good news, and that's what we call the Gospel with a big E.